they have her talking as though she has no concept of what theater is, like conceptually, which I found a little bit hard to believe because the Vulcans don't have some form of theater. They must.
Vulcans like art. Yeah, they like books clearly.
Yeah, because she's like a bunch of people sitting silently in a room. I don't understand how that's a benefit to anybody. You're not going to the right theaters, honey. I like what she takes away from it. Yeah, but I also was a little bit surprised that she. It seems like it starts off as her not understanding the point of the gathering at all, and then on the other side of it, she's like, "Now I understand the point of horror movies," which I can appreciate because, like, I really appreciated her being reticent to go into it, and then she comes out on the other side and she's like quoting the movie and shit on the bridge.
Yeah. She takes a different perspective on it, which is that
they should have brought her to see. Should have brought her to. They should have played Army of Darkness when they saved the people at the end. She would have said like "Hail the King, baby" or something at the end.
Yeah, I like the ending just because I think that's kind of a neat in-universe read of Frankenstein for the Vulcans to have about the irrational mob that is humanity reacting to them introducing themselves to her. It's just I guess that if the episode is trying to get her to become ingratiated with the crew, it doesn't end with a moral that does that because she kind of shows her separation from them in a way, which I don't think is a problem. It was just, it confused me by the time that I got to the end of it about what T'Pol is supposed to be, where she's supposed to be on this journey with them. But I liked it conceptually more than maybe I liked it execution-wise. But
I think even along the way, it's not totally sure because there's that, when they're watching the movie, she goes very quickly from, grading papers or whatever she's doing while watching it into telling Phlox to shut up because he's talking too much.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a vague journey for her.
A little bit.
But I agree. I think she would enjoy Bride of Frankenstein quite a bit. She should watch that one too.
Yeah.
And if anybody hasn't seen it, the other one, Son of Frankenstein, not talked about very often, but worth a watch. It's actually where a good chunk of the stuff that ends up in Young Frankenstein, the Mel Brooks movie, actually comes from Son of Frankenstein, and it's amazing how like a direct lift it actually is.
Yeah,
there's almost no joke added, and it's still funny. But it's Boris Karloff's last performance as the Frankenstein monster. It's pretty good. It also has Bela Lugosi in it as well. She
talks about how Vulcans have some sort of mental exercise, which is similar to a horror movie, where they're shown disturbing imagery in order to try to stir an emotional reaction. Kind of like practice for Vulcans, I'm assuming, just to be shown horrible stuff and then just to not feel anything about it. I was waiting for the end where the Vulcans have heard of horror movies, and she shows the Enterprise a Vulcan horror movie, and it's just everyone running out of the theater screaming in horror because the Vulcans are so good at not being terrified that their shit that actually makes them terrified is horrific and inspiringly horrific, I think.
Yeah, it's like Takashi Miike's Audition or something.
Yes,
with a man
vomiting in the bag.
Yeah, a man in a bag and a person eating their own vomit out of a dog bowl.
That's what I expected.
Also a great movie.
Yeah, it was kind of a neat tie-in metaphor, though. Like, we comment a lot of the time that they choose stuff that is just past like its copyright period, and they can freely include it into a Star Trek episode. But here, the Doctor, like, I thought that their conceptual understanding of horror movies was kind of a neat way to tie it into Star Trek, where even Phlox is kind of talking about resurrecting people and what the science behind things would be, and T'Pol's position about what the actual theme of Frankenstein is to her. I thought it was one of the rare cases where Enterprise comments on actual existing culture in a way that makes sense in the 23rd century or wherever they are.
Yeah, it's I was actually a little bit surprised that Trip and Archer were so surprised by T'Pol's read on Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Because that read of Frankenstein,
them, I think it's she's insulting them, I think, with that take on it, which is maybe her point as well.
Well, but I mean, like, that take is the the pretty much widely understood take on Frankenstein, that it's the monster is not the monster, it's the people who are the monster.
I think it's hitting them in a more personal way than just thematically understanding that at that point, where it's
I guess. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's just that you can kind of understand Frankenstein and be like, I'm not racist or I'm not bigoted. I understand this movie, but I'm not that way. And T'Pol is saying, remember when you guys freaked out when we showed up?
Yeah, that's the thing. You can recognize that stuff in other in areas that don't involve you and feel good about it. But when somebody else recognizes that in you, that's when you kind of are taken aback by it.
Yeah. Do you think she means to lash out at them for that? That's where the dating would have hit me. If she was trying to fend off their romantic advances, I think her trying to insult them at the end would be a Vulcan defense against that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that's what they're implying, but that would have been the way to go. I think she's just being honest and is not even really aware that she's impacting them that way.
She's metaphorically trying. They're metaphorically coming after them with burning torches, and she's trying to metaphorically push them away, only to be destroyed under the burning windmill of their lust.
Yeah, that's how I frequently describe my lust.